Nestled in the heart of the Midwest, Cincinnati is a city that boasts a unique blend of sophistication and small-town charm. Whether you're considering a move here or you're just curious about what the Queen City has to offer, here's a comprehensive look at the pros and cons of living in Cincinnati. We're going to start with the pros. Location. We are right on the Ohio River. Within about an hour and a half, you've got Louisville, Lexington, Indianapolis, Columbus. You can also get to bigger cities within 4 to 5 hours. Pittsburgh, Chicago, Knoxville, Nashville, Cleveland. Now, affordability is one of the standout benefits of living here in the Midwest. The cost of living here is significantly lower than many other major metros. Housing, in particular, is reasonably priced, and Cincinnati is actually, or was named by Zillow, one of the top areas to purchase a home in 2024. Yes, prices are continuing to increase, but affordability thankfully extends to other essential expenses like gas, grocery items, healthcare, transportation, making Cincinnati an attractive option for families, retirees, and young professionals alike. Connected communities. Cincinnati is making strides in fostering connected communities. So there is actually new legislation to assist in getting more density, which in theory would create more business and less motor vehicle traffic. Currently, this is proposed legislation, and we will link to that in the description below. But we've been seeing a lot more bike paths. People are just asking to be in areas where they can walk to the grocery, where they can walk to stores and shops, and they don't have to take a car everywhere they go. So I really see this as an attempt to just continue what people have already started. And again, it's legislation. I've read parts of it. I am not positive that it's exactly where they need it to be, but I think they're trying to make progress. So even in the suburbs, out in Mason, we're seeing a grocery store go in next to housing. We are seeing an entertainment district go in next to housing, adding steps and sidewalks and, just ways that make it easier to get into these areas for people who do live nearby, instead of taking everything and moving it to the outside of town, which is what, had been done for so many years. So another thing that Hamilton County is doing, they are starting to allow accessory dwelling units. They're called ADUs. Also, and this policy encourages diverse housing and supports multi-generational living. ADUs, which can include granny flats or just backyard cottages, provide flexible living arrangements and can help alleviate housing shortages. This also promotes sustainable living by maximizing land use and reducing urban sprawl. Job market. So Cincinnati has a thriving job market with a robust startup environment. It's crazy how many new businesses we have in this area. The city is home to several Fortune 500 companies like Kroger, Procter & Gamble, and GE Aerospace. These offer ample employment opportunities in diverse fields. Additionally, the local startup scene is vibrant and supported by incubators and accelerators like Centrifuge and the Brandery. There is money that's available to people who are involved in these incubators. So definitely, if you're looking to start a business, maybe Cincinnati is the place that you want to do that. Things to do. Whether you're a culture enthusiast, a nature lover, sports fan, Cincinnati has something for everyone. The city is rich in cultural attractions like the Cincinnati Art Museum, the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. We've talked about Crone Conservatory. There's all sorts of amazing things, as well as the historic Over the Rhine district. Not for kids generally, but great area down there. For outdoor enthusiasts, there are numerous parks, trails, and the scenic Ohio River. Sports fans can cheer on the Cincinnati Reds, the Bengals, and if you like soccer, we have FC Cincinnati. Additionally, the city hosts a variety of festivals and events throughout the year, ensuring there's always something exciting happening. Medical care. Did you know that our Cincinnati Children's Hospital has been ranked in the top 5 for years? Not something you would really, think that doctors would come to Cincinnati for, but they do. We have world-class health facilities, including the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. With such top-tier healthcare providers nearby, residents can feel confident that they have access to excellent medical care whenever they need it. Weather. So if you look online, it would probably make you believe that we have horrible weather, horrible winter weather, and that the summers are miserably hot and humid. I'm putting weather in the pro category because it's actually pretty mild. We do get hot and humid weather, but it's for a couple of days typically. We might have some years that are more hot and humid during the summer, more rainy in the spring, more dry in the fall. Sometimes we will have some significant snow during the winter, but it's been a while since we've seen that. Generally, our winters are in the 30s with a couple of small snow events, like an inch or 2 at the most. So for me, it's very mild. I love having the snow and I do kind of wish there were more of it, but I'm also not sad when it's, 30, 40 degrees during the middle of winter and I don't have to slog around in boots. So I'm putting it in the pro column. I think it just depends what you're expecting and what you would like. Because if you're a more snow person, more hot and humid person, our weather may not be for you. I think generally speaking, we're not Chicago, we're not Atlanta, we're right in the middle. All right, but let's move on to the cons. And number 1, this area is not easy to navigate without a GPS, and sometimes even then, if you're not from here, definitely newcomers, don't lose heart. There's some tricky things. Our layout includes a really weird mix of narrow streets, one-way roads, and hills. It's confusing. Public transportation is available, but it is likely not available where you want to go all the time or in your area. So it's pretty essential at the moment to have a car here. And if you drive, you will want to learn your way around because otherwise you're just going to be sitting at home. Cincinnati is known for its high pollen counts. It can be a challenge for people with allergies, and I have clients who are like, don't bother putting the screens in the house because we're never opening the windows. I cannot imagine that, but I also found a product that really works for me and it's all natural, doesn't make me tired. I put it in the comments below for those of you who also struggle and you might want to come visit or you live here already. But definitely spring and fall are the most challenging. Tons and tons of pine pollen, but all kinds of trees. And you can tell as soon as everything starts to bloom and come out. Just make sure that you have something that can help you if your symptoms start to flare up, because there's so many amazing things outside. You will not want to stay indoors all the time. Traffic can be challenging. While Cincinnati's efforts to create those more connected communities, is really commendable, and I do think it's probably the future, but it could also lead to additional traffic as more density comes into certain areas. It may start to create more backups that we didn't have before. But I think the worst part is the Brent Spence Bridge. And if you are going to be going between Ohio and Kentucky on that bridge, you will likely want to kill yourself most days because it's a constant backup. Constant. I don't think I have ever been over that bridge except coming from the Kentucky side, it's not so bad, but trying to head over from Ohio during the day, you're always waiting. So either find a place on one side or the other to live and work, or find another way to get around it, because we've been talking about doing something for years, and so far, nothing has changed. Like many urban areas, Cincinnati faces some challenges with crime in certain neighborhoods. While the city overall is a safe place to live, there are some areas that have some higher crime rates, and it can be a concern if you're looking to move here. I will drop a link to some of the websites that we use to search for crime statistics, and I really recommend that you do your research before you start deciding which neighborhoods you'd like to look for houses in. But is Cincinnati right for you? Do any of the pros and cons here help you make a decision about relocating to the Cincinnati area? Tell us in the comments below, and feel free to reach out directly if you have specific questions or, you just want to chat. All right. Check out this video if you would like to know more about living in Cincinnati. We'll see you next time.